Captain Ashok Kharat presented himself as a man of immense influence. From his ashram, he drew in wealthy and powerful followers by claiming to be the living avatar of Lord Krishna. Viral footage recently captured a different reality. The man who once claimed divine status appeared bruised and was seen limping, physically supported by 2 police officers. In front of the cameras, the image of his divine power was gone. He groaned, stating he had no strength left, while officers directed him to repeat a specific phrase for the recording. Nashik district is the bastion of the law. The footage marks a shift for a man who previously operated with political connections and a massive following. Now he sits in the back of a police van. Kharat's influence was built on an elaborate series of physical and psychological traps designed to isolate his followers and extract their wealth. At the Ishan temple, the miracles Kharat promised were reliant on cheap theatrical props designed to manipulate his devotees. During his rituals, he used a tiger skin rug to project an image of primal dominance. The rug was a fake, featuring stiff glass eyes and a rigid artificial jaw. To simulate divine manifestations, he used a remote-controlled rubber snake. He would trigger the device to move across the stone floor, using the sudden movement to shock worshippers into submission. After establishing this atmosphere of fear, Kharat began his financial demands. He sold common stones for up to 50,000 rupees each, warning buyers that removing them would result in a divine curse. His most profitable grift involved chinchok, ordinary tamarind seeds. He presented these to his followers as powerful divine artifacts. This chart compares the actual cost of the seeds against his selling price. Kharat bought the seeds for 100 rupees per kilo, before extorting his followers for 100,000 rupees per seed. The high price was enforced by the psychological weight of his threats, ensuring followers paid out of fear of spiritual consequences. Followers who accepted the rubber snake and overpriced seeds as genuine miracles demonstrated a level of submission that Kharat exploited for his own gain. Once followers were isolated by these illusions, Kharat used his position to commit severe physical and sexual abuse. He targeted women who came to the ashram seeking spiritual guidance for marital problems or those who were desperate for a child. Under the requirement of mandatory religious rituals, Kharat carried out a series of sexual assaults, using his spiritual authority to prevent the victims from reporting him. When his victims became pregnant, he forced them to take drugs to induce abortions against their will. Kharat is now facing multiple charges under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, or BNS, which is India's new criminal code. He is also charged under the Maharashtra Anti-Superstition and Black Magic Act. These spiritual parlor tricks provided a cover for a coercive criminal operation that relied on the silence and fear of its victims. On March 18th, the Nashik Police moved against Kharat. A specialized squad posed as thieves to bypass his security, breaching the compound gates in the early morning to take him into custody. The investigation expanded quickly. The Special Investigation Team, or SIT, a group of officers assigned to high-profile cases, interrogated ashram staff and began identifying the VIPs who enabled Kharat. This led to the viral images of the defeated Kharat repeating the police slogan. Requiring him to say, "Nashik district is the bastion of law" on camera was a specific tactic. It was intended to show that his supposed power was subject to the justice system. Publicly broadcasting footage of his physical defeat breaks the image of his divine protection, challenging the influence he held over his followers. The theatrical illusions and fear that sustained Kharat's influence failed when confronted by the police investigation, leaving him to face the legal consequences of his actions as a private citizen.